Yo, what's good, guys? It's your boy Jay Apollo, and welcome back to another video. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about Dragon Ball Super. So guys, listen. Dragon Ball Super Chapter 87 recently dropped, and it is extremely controversial. There's a lot of confusion, and I've seen some people spit garbage, and I've seen some people spit facts. There's obviously important parts of the chapter, such as finding out Granola's lifespan has been decreased due to his last attack on Gas, which apparently sapped at his lifespan, Elect being exposed as the weakest heater, Goku receiving Bardock's Saiyan Scouter, the fact that Gas has a zombie mode in which Vegeta called it the curse to be the strongest. So that pretty much means that Gas retained all of his power, but he was losing his life in the process, essentially making him some sort of zombie-like warrior. Honestly, it was very interesting and I could talk about that, but knowing Dragon Ball Super, that's going to be pretty much irrelevant in the coming future, so I don't really care to analyze it as deep as I could. I wanted to talk about the most important part of the chapter in my opinion, and that is Frieza and his new abilities, his new transformation, and things of that nature. So guys, listen, Dragon Ball Super, in my opinion, has some of the most shit writing I've seen in my entire life. But Frieza's new transformation unfortunately makes sense within the current realm of Dragon Ball Super. And yes, Frieza should be able to do this to Goku and Vegeta, but let's talk about it. So listen, when Granola made his wish to become the strongest in the universe the first time, or when Gash made the wish to become the strongest in the universe right after Granola, Frieza apparently was in a different dimension, which was in a room of spirit and time. So apparently that exempted him from the wish when they were making the strongest warrior in the universe, so he technically did not count as part of the universe because he wasn't in it. He was completely separated from the continuum of Universe 7. So because the wish didn't take Frieza into account, it obviously follows that Gas and Granola couldn't have become stronger than Frieza if he was stronger than them while being in the room of spirit and time. Or the wish could have made them stronger than Frieza if they just happened to surpass Frieza out of sheer luck. So that covers the first thing. So let's go over the room of spirit and time real quick. The room of spirit and time, also known as the hyperbolic time chamber, is a time chamber with its own separate dimension. Goku describes this dimension as being the same size as Earth, 10 times the gravity of Earth, extreme weather conditions such as extreme cold and extreme heat. The air is extremely thin. Temperatures fluctuate very drastically, and a full day on Earth is 1 year in a hyperbolic time chamber. So the OG time chamber, the first time chamber that we've ever seen in Dragon Ball, there's a couple rules associated with the room. So the first rule was that you can only enter it 2 years at a time, which is 2 days in Earth time, and you are not able to use it more than twice in your entire lifetime. So you can only use it for 4 years in your entire lifetime. If you were in the time chamber within the 2 years and you happen to go over 2 years while you're in it in the first time or the second time, you will be trapped in there permanently. But when Piccolo destroyed the first time chamber when he was trying to trap Buu in with him, they ended up having to recreate a second time chamber. It's most likely upgraded. Goku and Vegeta were able to train in the new time chamber for 3 years in Dragon Ball Super. So we're not exactly sure what the new limits are. We don't know how long they'll be able to stay at one time. We don't know if they can do it more than twice in their lifetime. So Frieza apparently found this time chamber on one of his conquered worlds. That's a perfect coincidence. He happened to be in the room while they were making the wishes, I guess. So we don't know who created the hyperbolic time chamber that Frieza found. We don't know if it has the same rules of the hyperbolic time chambers that's on Earth. We don't know how many years he can be in there, the conditions such as the temperature, the weather, the gravity, time dilation. We don't know what's going on. So we don't know how extreme his training could have been, and we also do not know if he was training with other people. So we are pretty much clueless at this point. And we also do not know the size of the dimension in the room. It could be the same size as Earth, it could be the same size as the planet in which he found it on, or it can be an entire universe. We have no idea. Nonetheless, he was able to train for 10 years in the chamber. We don't know if there was a break. We don't know if he got trapped in there after training for a long time and tore through the dimensional wall just like Buu did in the Buu saga, or completely destroyed it just like Vegeta did in Dragon Ball Super. So that could definitely be an effective way of escaping dimension if he was in there for too long. The Vegeta point is pretty contentious because of the fact that people say Vegeta exited the room before blowing it up, which would make no sense to me. That's just way too exaggerated. He most likely generated enough power to rupture the dimension walls and just blew up the room in its entirety. I don't really want to explain that too much, but if Vegeta can do that, Frieza can do it 100%. But listen, when Gas was blitzing Frieza after his power surge, you know, when Gas went pretty much berserk, people were really sitting here thinking that Frieza killed Gas in base form. Let's just get this out of the way, please. Frieza 100% one-shotted Gas, but he one-shotted him while in his Frieza Black state. He was 100% transformed. If you look at the panel closely, you can see the ridge of his eyebrows are completely different. He looks way more jacked. In his normal form, he's way slimmer. And if you look at his back in one of the panels, you can see a vroom sound effect, which indicates a transformation-like state. That's not really a movement type of sound. So he was definitely transformed when he one-shot gas. If he was in base mode one-shotting gas at that point, GG's. I don't even see Beerus beating Frieza if that was the case, because that would just be stupid. And that wouldn't even make sense for what we've seen further in the chapter. So after he one-shotted gas, we do not know if Frieza was the one who caused gas to deteriorate to the state that he was at, pretty much at a cellular level. Because when he attacked him, it looked more akin to a curse lifting than anything else. It was definitely something weird. We don't know if Frieza's attack was so powerful and potent that the curse wore off that Vegeta mentioned earlier. Who knows, Frieza may have learned a new technique while being in the time chamber. As I said before, we do not know if he trained with somebody else, but the attack was very brutal. I loved how it looked fire. But yeah, he could have learned some destruction Hakai type technique, we don't know. Then he proceeded to one-shot Goku and Vegeta, who are relatively full health after getting healed by Minato. So that was insane. The way he swiftly did that and had them boys reeling on the ground, that was stupid. They were both in their transformed state, Vegeta in Ultra Ego and Goku in his true Ultra Instinct. But now this is the most interesting part. After he managed to floor Goku and Vegeta and making Goku and Vegeta his adopted sons, Frieza actually left without killing them off because he told them he was in pursuit of a different target, which we can assume it's Elec. And that's due to Frieza knowing of Elec's plan to eventually take Frieza down. So Frieza actually ends up swiping the other two heaters, making them janitors pretty much. RIP those bozos. And then Whis pulls up to the planet because Beerus was trying to figure out how to make instant yakisoba, which was very simple. Honestly, that was low-key nonsense. I wouldn't be surprised if Beerus sensed that something weird was going on and he just made up some random excuse to try to get Goku and Vegeta back on his planet. And then Goku and Vegeta asked Whis if the Oracle Fish was talking about Frieza being the strongest in the universe the whole time. But then Whis actually mentions the most interesting part of the chapter. He mentioned that it could be Frieza or the strongest in the universe could have appeared in another part of the universe. So as I said before, I don't know who Frieza was training with. He might have been training with somebody in the Room of Spirit and Time. That person could have been in their own dimension at the very same time this wish was being created, which would low-key be nonsense as well. There's a lot of nonsense that could be just thrown out there. But the way Whis was smiling and everything, that definitely hints to more intriguing topics that we can delve into. So guys, listen, I know that people are tight with Frieza's new transformation and his new sudden gap in power. One-shotting Ultra Ego Vegeta and Goku is obviously absurd. I'm not happy with it as well. But to be honest, we should have been okay with this bullshit from the jump. As soon as Frieza showed up in Dragon Ball Super, it was already over, guys. So when he achieved Golden Frieza for the first time, absolute nonsense. Namek Sava level Frieza was able to reach Super Saiyan Blue plus levels of power within 4 months of training when he first got resurrected in Dragon Ball Super. When I first saw that, I was obviously pissed as hell, but it happened and I moved on and I kept watching the series, unfortunately. I guess I had to live with it, right? So remember, he went from Namek Saga level Frieza to Super Saiyan Blue in 4 months. And the only reason he lost that fight was due to his form having too much of a stamina drain. And that was just due to him immediately rushing right after achieving Golden Frieza to take his revenge on Goku. That was just a bot move by him. He would have beat Super Saiyan Blue Goku if he just focused on stamina training. But remember, this only took 4 months. After Goku got exponentially stronger from first fighting with Beerus, with Super Saiyan God being a huge gap in power to Super Saiyan 3, then achieving Super Saiyan Blue, which surpassed that as well. And I know it sucks for some people, including me, because when you see Goku and Vegeta go through all these trials and tribulations, fighting the strongest warriors that ever exist, experiencing huge gaps of power after going through all of this, then you just see another character completely eclipse them in this weird arbitrary manner, and it's just unnerving and it's not fair to the Dragon Ball readers. It just seems like ass pull to make other characters catch up to Goku and Vegeta without having to do as much or even relatively close to what Goku and Vegeta did. And then when Frieza got brought back to the story again, after he was recruited to the Universe 17 for the Tournament of Power, he was able to match with Super Saiyan Blue Goku and stalemate him just from doing mental training, which improved his stamina control and his ki control. He described it as the ultimate intensity and as the ultimate delicacy, which wouldn't even stir water, so the ultimate calmness. He was able to control his ki in a much better way, just from mental training. Even though Goku didn't use Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken in this fight, to be able to contend and evenly stalemate a Goku who's been through all this crap. He was fighting hit, pushing new limits, new boundaries, getting way more powerful, exponentially more powerful, fighting Goku Black. You know, he did all this nonsense, all this training, all these power-ups, and Frieza was just able to match his power through mental training alone. And a lot of people say that Frieza didn't get stronger and that Frieza was stronger than Goku Blue. It's just his stamina drain. No, Goku got way stronger after the fight between him and Frieza. Exponentially stronger. Frieza not only got better ki control, but he literally just got stronger in general. His power level increased 100%. That is a fact. So after 10 years in the hyperbolic time chamber, I am surprised that Frieza isn't as strong as Whis at this point. Like, looking at Frieza's potential and how he's the ultimate prodigy and what we've seen him do in 4 months and just some mental training in hell, this is just not up to par for what we've seen his standard being set at. He should literally be pretty much the ultimate god low-key after 10 years. But regardless, it makes sense. After 10 years, yes, he could be this powerful, but the thing is, we don't know how he trained. We don't know who he was training with, if he trained by himself, if he trained with someone weaker than him, stronger than him. Because if he was able to do this by himself, just by training in a room for years on end and achieving these levels of power, surpassing Ultra Instinct Goku and Ultra Ego Goku to the point where he can effectively one-shot them, is insane. It doesn't make any sense, obviously, because Frieza knew about characters such as Buu, Beerus. He even met Beerus. Beerus was the one who told Frieza to destroy Planet Vegeta. He knows what Beerus was about. And if I was Frieza and I knew that if I trained, I could just reach Beerus's power or greater, I would have just been trained. Why would I ever want Beerus controlling my life like that? This is obviously some asshole the writers put in early in Dragon Ball Super and then just made it dramatically worse as time went on just to have Frieza stay the ultimate menace. And then him leaving Goku and Vegeta is definitely awkward in a way because we know Frieza is not one to show mercy. His real character should have just straight up killed Goku and Vegeta, but you know, we don't know what happened while he was in the time chamber training or what has happened since he started training in general. He might have shown some character development. Hopefully we're going to see in a couple of chapters if he's changed mentally. But he definitely seems like a different character, albeit slightly. And I bet you he has changed from the 10 years of training in the chamber, thinking about Goku and Vegeta most of the time, most likely. He has never had to train in his life, but when Goku and Vegeta became part of his life and a person he's tried to surpass in order to take revenge, he might have started to enjoy the training and surpassing his limits. So he might in some way thank Goku and Vegeta. Goku and Vegeta do not have the same limit breaking potential as Frieza. Frieza's on a different realm entirely. Goku and Vegeta obviously break their limits, but look what Frieza's doing within short amounts of time span. And to be honest, this is the first time in Dragon Ball Super that I've really felt tension. And the reason I feel tension is because I have no clue what's going to happen in the future. The future is filled with uncertainty. We don't know if Frieza was colluding with other gods of destruction or if he was in the other universe that were revived after Android 17 used his wish after the Tournament of Power, because that wish should have revived the other universes that Zeno destroyed in the past. He could be colluding with an evil angel or an evil god of destruction or other evil iterations of himself in other universes, or we don't know if he was using Super Dragon Balls. If there are other Super Dragon Balls, we have no clue what's going on, and that to me is very interesting. I don't like the writing of Dragon Ball Super at all, but what is going on right now in terms of what Frieza is doing, his transformation, his power, it all makes sense. And we're just going to have to live with it, you know? I'm obviously going to rant from time to time because we know Dragon Ball Super is just going to keep pulling out new transformations, new bullshit power-ups out of their ass. With all that being said, I like the way Frieza Black looks. It has a very cool design, and I do like the design of Golden Frieza as well. I know a lot of people hate on it. It's pretty cool to me. The transformation in itself doesn't make sense. But yeah, thank you guys for tuning in today. I really appreciate it. Hit that like, comment, and subscribe button, and hit that bell for more notifications for when I'm dropping a new video. But I'm going to leave it at that. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and take care, everybody. Peace.